Oh hey, come on into my beading studio. I'll show you around. So this is my beading studio. This is where I run my business, I film my tutorials, I design beadwork, all that jazz. So I'm really excited to show you around, show you what I've done with the place because this is all updated and new, and hopefully you get some inspiration from what I share with you. To start, this is my secondary desk. This is where I have, this desk is huge, which is very, very useful for packaging. So this is that station that I have, and I also have like a second chair here for whenever I want to hire on help, like my sister-in-law to help me package up orders and things like that. And it's where I have my pegboard. We don't have like standard pegboards in the UK for some reason, not sure why. So I have an IKEA pegboard, have several of them on these walls. And this is where I have all of my bead inventory of beads that I sell, as well as kits. And I'll show you some of my beadwork in a little while. But this is also where I have all of these lovely drawers that I got from IKEA as well. These have transformed things for me because there are so many little tiny things to organize, and these drawers have made it so easy to keep things really nice and orderly. And I don't have them labeled right now because I like the aesthetic of them not labeled, but I mean, you can do what you want. You can even write on these little boxes. So to start, I've got some office-y stuff in this one. This is my stickers. So I have like, thank you for supporting my small business stickers, some fragile stickers and things like that. And this one is a ton of double stick tape. You'd be surprised how many different types of double stick tape you need as a small business owner. I also have some washi tape, which is great for sticking down fringe earrings when you're packaging them for shipment. And then I have more office-y stuff like this is like a earring card, like shaper for making the edges round, staples, batteries, a label machine, things like that. And here I have some loose sticker labels for my label machine. I also have like a staple gun, a stapler, a bunch of different kinds of Post-it notes, things like that. And then this is my drawer of different things. Oh, hello. I have like a bunch of ribbon, buttons, some different kinds of, I don't know what you'd call this, like not rope, but like cord, things like that. Just a bunch of things for either wrapping for Christmas or things like that, bits and bobs. And then over here, I have my scales for weighing out beads for packaging. I also have some earring cards for packaging. So I actually make these myself, and I will be making a tutorial on how to make these because they are perfect for making, for packaging fringe earrings, which tend to be really long and it's hard to find good earring cards for those. So that's that. I also have a bunch of like necklace cards and thread cards for when I make my kits. Some plastic containers also for kits. A bunch of these faux leather cords, which are great for necklaces, not necklaces, excuse me, for bracelets. It's actually, I think, called wax cord, but I have a ton of different colors of that. In this drawer, I have some postcards, things that I use for making earring cards and business cards and things like that. And then I have an entire box dedicated to glue because as a crafter, you need a lot of glue. E6000, my trusty go-to glue, Loctite super glue, literally a whole box full of glue. And then an empty one. I've got some glassine bags, which are just like more eco-friendly versions of plastic bags. And then I have some chain banding. These are the ones that I have on a roll. I also have some more that's not on a roll. So I just have a few different kinds in there. And then in this one, I have a bunch of different findings. So like jump rings and stuff like that that didn't fit elsewhere. I also have some more findings in here, a bunch of different colors and finishes and things like that. And then in this one, I have some large spools of my Nymo and Miyuki threads. This is like my nylon thread box. And then below that, I have my Fireline box. So this is like a couple different colors and sizes of Fireline thread. Then in this one, this is my teaching box. So this is all of the materials that I use to teach my tutorials for like my beginners tutorials, like beginners fringe earrings and things like that. So I use pony beads for that. I highly encourage you to grab some if you are just learning, because it really helps you learn the stitches. But yeah, so I have a massive fringe earring here because that's one of the tutorials I've done. But I have a whole box of those things. And then move these gorgeous flowers out of the way. Then here I just have like a bunch of overstock like inventory for my beads and things that I sell. So like thread, some empty boxes, some of my like thread conditioning bars and things like that. And then this is my lovely little wall of some of my inventory of beaded jewelry that I've made. So this is my, I love this thing. This is sort of like my pride and joy little shadow box that I bought and converted into an earring storage. So I put some dowels in there, just super glued or hot glued them in there, and some LED strips so I can turn this light on and off. And it just keeps them protected in there. So I have a bunch of different fringe earrings for sale and some of my sweetgrass earrings. And then some of my necklaces, just bits and bobs that I have for sale over there. And then this is like my little tower of things. So I have stuff for kits. I have random things like hair clips and end caps, some needles, some threads, some head pins. I have a whole drawer of silver ear hooks and gold ear hooks, some old projects. I have some craft wire and cabs up here. Lots of things like that. I also have a bunch of clay cutters because I do some clay jewelry as well. But I have like toothpicks and Q-tips, all the things that you need as a crafter. And then I have a bunch more beads down here, like rondelle beads. I've got some French wire in different colors, some bicones, some satin delicas, all that kind of stuff. So then I just have this plant pot that I've turned into a little holder for all of my pliers and things like that because it keeps them all nice and tidy. But then over in the corner I have these little organizers that are really handy if you're traveling as well, but they just help me organize some of my smaller findings and things like metal frames and stuff like that. So I have all these guys. I've got some for charms, for ear hooks, for Dremel bits, for jump rings, earring backs, things like that. So I've got a little tower of those on the side. I have some alcohol inks for some of my clay art stuff and just some things. So also, by the way, like having some fresh flowers in your office or in your studio is a huge game changer. For me, it's just made it so much brighter, especially on like gloomy UK weather days, which is like every other day here. But yeah, highly recommend getting yourself a lovely little bouquet of flowers to brighten up your space because it makes you feel special and more creative. So there's your little justification for getting yourself a bouquet. So then over here, I have my other pegboard situation going on where I have like some pens and different things. Like, why do I have a toothbrush? It's to clean off my beadwork, but anyway, things like that. I've also got a bunch of different scissors for various different needs. I've got a couple of like ongoing projects here, and then over this way I have more beads, of course. I've got some on some different like strands. I also have a bunch more of my chain banding here. I have my little bead wall. This is my personal bead wall. So this is all the beads that I use for my own beadwork, as well as for tutorials and kits, like testing out kits and things like that. And then that leads me to my primary desk, which is where I get all of my admin done. I also film my tutorials here, all with a gooseneck tripod and my handy dandy iPhone. All my videos, well, most of my videos are filmed with my iPhone. And I just have like a plastic cover on my filming background, and that's pretty much my whole setup for my tutorials. And then again, this is where I get all my admin done. I do have a standing desk. So with the touch of a button, I can raise up my entire desk, and then I can stand to do any of my admin, editing, beadwork, whatever it is I need to do, which is a huge game changer as a crafter slash business owner, because I sit way, way, way too much. So having that is so much of a game changer. Other than that, it's just general things. I've got my water, I've got my mug, I've got my plant, that kind of stuff. But let me take you back to my secondary desk so I can show you some more of my under desk organization stuff. So again, this is where I have my seat for anyone who I hire on to help me with shipping and things like that. So if I pull out this chair, I have a bunch of shipping materials underneath. So I have these boxes, or bins rather, that are really, really helpful for organizing each individual order when I get orders that come in. And then I have a box of poly mailers here. It's just a basket of poly mailers. And this thing, if you're in the UK, you need this thing for shipping. It's literally just to tell you whether or not things will fit into the large letter size parcel, and that really helps to save money. So highly recommend that. I just got it on Amazon. And then I have a bunch of my shipping boxes that are all just, I love this IKEA desk situation. I got this actually secondhand from Facebook Marketplace, but it has these sections in the feet that really are helpful for organizing boxes and flat things like canvases and stuff like that. And then over here in the back here, I've got a bunch of storage that when we move or whenever I'm in a new place, I'd love to like put these in the closet or something, because they don't look lovely, but it gets the job done for now. So I have like a bunch of different stuff that I'm just hoarding, really. I have like a flower press and some resin stuff, a bead spinner down here. I've got a bunch of clay. So this is like, I'll pull this out for when I'm doing polymer clay stuff, a big bin of just the clay itself. I've got some like acrylic paints, the pasta machine, some other inventory for like markets and stuff of my beadwork. And then I have like a whole box just of like soldering stuff. Do I solder? Not yet, but when I do, I have a whole box of stuff to do it. And then just things that I haven't quite found places for yet, and some more inventory. Canvases. Do I paint? Not really, but maybe I'll try one day. A big like tile for my polymer clay stuff that I keep back there. I don't do polymer clay that often, but when I do, I need all this stuff. So that's sort of my storage situation down here. So let's go to the other side of the room where I have a bunch more stuff. So on this side of the room, I have my metal drawers. Again, a big game changer. Got these from IKEA. And then I have some more like packaging stuff. So I have like my label machine, my labels, a scale for weighing my parcels. I've got some more beads. They're everywhere. So these are more like specialty beads for like edging and things like that. But I've got like loads of them. So I have those in a little, these little trays. I'll show you what they look like. So they are basically like in a little tray with little like paper separators, and then they're each in like baggies, and they're separated by size. So that's my little OCD organization for that. And then I'm going to show you what's inside of the drawers down here. So In these drawers are some more officey stuff, some random stuff, more beads, and things like that. So let's go through it really quick. So this is like some of my general officey stuff for like shipping, for measuring things. I've got like measuring tape, some, whatever these are, sticky discs. I've got a lint roller. These come in handy all the time. I've got some rulers and just like things like that. And then this is my drawer of baggies. I'd love to move away from baggies one day, but baggies are so essential for packaging up beads. So I have them in loads of different sizes for my kits and things like that, and just for general usage. So I've got loads of those. This is like my old projects or like graveyard of projects. I have like some things that I've tried that I maybe will go back to. Maybe I will just let them stay in here forever, things like that. I've got like a current project that is ongoing with like all the different beads that I want to use for that. Some old projects that I will revive one day, things like that. And then I have just like some like wires and like my massage gun, some like external hard drive, things like that. I've got random stuff. I've got like some tarot cards, a mushroom guide for foraging, some deodorant, things like random stuff. And then I've got clay stuff, so all of my little tools and like gold leafing and just like stuff like that for making clay jewelry and things. In this drawer I have my bead board, and I have a bunch of different like surfaces for beading, so different trays and stuff, a sticky mat, a bunch of different bead mats, and then some of these lovely triangle bead scoopers. These come in super handy. So I have those. And then in this drawer, I have cabs, lots and lots of cabochons, different kinds, some like cheaper ones, some of the like clay ones that I made myself. Most of them are just like personal use, but I also have some that are like for kits and things like that. So I have those. This is more findings and stuff. These are like a bunch of different like hoop earrings, random things that I'd love to try making stuff with, like some hair clips, these like over ear things, just like random findings, and like, I don't even know what these are. These are for like studs for like leather and stuff. Loads of random stuff in there. This is more randomness. So like literally just like some fur pom-poms, some like shell sequins, some beads of all different sorts and styles, some feathers, loads of randomness in that drawer. Stuff that back in there. And then I have lots of beads. So this is like, these are all my bead mixes from the bead mix. I've got some oversupply of my not rondelles, my Charlotte True Cuts in here, so I can refill when I need to, my delicas. I also have a big drawer of my check seed beads. I don't really use these as much, but I did create an entire collection of them when I did use these primarily. So now that I don't use them all the time, I just have a drawer of them, but I do really love using them for like flat stitching. So I can literally just pull this entire drawer out, slap it on the desk, and I have all my beads ready to go for that. Now for the last drawer situation. In this one, I have all of my beading foundations. So these are all of my my Pellin materials in different colors if I have some of them, in like fusible, non-fusible. I also have some of this tulle material that is great for using with hoops, so you can like stick your Pellin on them and just bead directly onto the hoop. And then in here I have my backing material. So I have a bunch of cardboard that is great like stiff, flat card, like really thin cardboard is great for putting before you put your backing material on. And then this is how I organize my backing material. I actually got this idea from Brianna Diaz. She showed this in her little tour, but I have a bunch of different backing materials all sectioned out here, organized so that I keep it all nice and tidy. So absolutely love that. Big game changer. Highly recommend if you have a mess of backing material like me. And then in this one I have random material, felt, some like random different kinds of material for different purposes. Some like different things I got from the Beautiful Vibes inspo boxes, stuff I want to try, stuff like that. And then I have some random tidbits of like embroidery thread. This is actually for crochet, but just goes with it. Embroidery needles, sequins, kumihimo, haven't tried that yet. Some crochet hooks, stuff like that. Some like thready bits, cord stuff, like I have paracord for making beaded rope stuff, necklace cords, faux leather, like stuff. Just a lot of thread bits. And then last but not least, I've got random stuff for like painting and my Dremels in here, some more stuff for like clay stuff. So sandpaper, Dremel bits, some parchment paper, X-Acto knife stuff. And that is that for those drawers. So last but not least, let me show you the other side of my studio. So this is my lounge area. This is also where the dog likes to come chill with me in my office. I also have a printer and like a little file cabinet with all of my like random files, admin stuff. I've got a guitar for guitar breaks and a fruit bowl because it helps me snack on, you know, naughty foods a little bit less. And I've got my plants, which really are just lovely in this office because it brightens it up a bit and makes it feel a little bit more alive. I also have a projector screen and a projector, which is great for movie nights or just having some background sound. And I forgot to show earlier, I use studio lights for my videos, and so I have two of them, one over here, one over there, and this box underneath the desk that I actually have as storage, but I use it for my feet because short girl problems. I like to have my feet up, so I just have this box underneath the desk with some more shipping stuff, so like some recycled peanuts and little bags and like things like that. So I keep that under the desk so that I can prop my legs up. And I also have the star of the show over here, my brand new bike, and it's a gravel bike and I'm really, really loving it. Thanks to my husband who's behind the camera for helping getting me into cycling. So this has been great for little breaks from the studio to jump into the woods and have a little cycle around. So that's it. That's my studio. I absolutely love the space. It has been such a transformation for any OG followers. I used to be in a tiny little closet studio, so this is huge. And I'm absolutely loving how organized and tidy I can keep it, and really makes me inspired to make more videos like this. So if you enjoyed, definitely don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, all those things. Let me know below what you liked in this studio tour, and if you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget to watch the next video that's going to pop up like right here.